For any insurance company, the claims process, that's the real moment of truth. It's where you either build incredible customer loyalty and protect your bottom line, or you watch them both start to crumble. Get it right, and everybody wins. But get it wrong? Oh, the costs pile up, and they pile up fast. So let's talk about how to build a custom claim system that gets it right every single time. We're going to break it all down.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the big dilemma, why generic systems are struggling. Then, we'll get into the fun stuff, the strategy and architecture, which is really the blueprint. After that, we'll look at the incredible value you can unlock. And finally, we'll cover how to build a system that's not just for today, but for the long haul.
So let's jump right into that first big question. Why bother going custom in the first place? Why are so many insurers walking away from off-the-shelf software? Well, it's pretty simple. In the super high-stakes world of insurance, a generic, one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't fly anymore.
Think about it. Everything comes down to these three things: speed, accuracy, and compliance. These are not just buzzwords, okay? They are the literal engine of profitability for an insurance business. And your claims process? That's the main gear that makes the whole engine turn. Everything, and I mean everything, hinges on it.
And if that gear grinds, well, here's what happens. Every single delay makes your operational costs swell. Every manual step you have is an open invitation for a costly mistake. And every time a customer is left in the dark, wondering what's going on, you're just chipping away at their trust. These aren't minor issues. These are serious threats to the health of the business. So this brings us right to the heart of the matter. Why are these generic platforms missing the mark? It's because the world of insurance is anything but generic. Every company has its own unique products, its own specific workflows, and has to navigate this absolute maze of regulations. A one-size-fits-all system just gets stretched way too thin trying to handle all that complexity. Okay, so we've talked enough about the problem. Let's get into the solution. How do you actually build a custom system that works? Well, it all starts with a rock-solid strategy and a really smart, forward-thinking architecture. This is the foundation you'll build everything else on top of.
Honestly, the whole process really boils down to two key steps. First, you have to define your claims model with crystal clarity. Then, and only after you've done that, can you design the architecture to actually support it. It's just like building a house, right? You would never, ever start laying bricks without a detailed blueprint.
And creating that blueprint means you've got to ask some pretty deep questions. Are you dealing with health claims that have to follow super strict privacy laws, or are you handling complex motor claims? Is your process direct with the customer, or does it involve third parties and brokers? Are you operating in just one region or across multiple countries with totally different rules? The answers here are going to shape every single part of your system. Now, the secret to modern system design is something called a modular structure. So forget about building one giant, clunky, inflexible piece of software. The smart way to do it is to build a bunch of smaller, independent, specialized components, we call them modules, that all talk to each other seamlessly. This makes the whole system way more flexible, so much easier to update, and a lot more resilient.
So think of it like you're building with specialized Lego blocks. You'll have a block for taking in the initial claim, another for managing all the documents, one for verification, one for fraud detection, and of course, one for processing payouts. And right at the center of it all, you've got the adjudication logic. That's kind of like the brain of the whole operation. Each block has its own job, but they all click together and work in perfect harmony.
And what makes all those blocks work together so smoothly? Integration. Your claims system absolutely cannot be an island. It has to be in constant communication with your other systems, your CRM, your payment gateways, fraud databases, you name it. Secure APIs are the digital pipelines that make it all happen, letting data flow in real time and getting rid of all that soul-crushing manual data entry. Okay, so our foundation is built. Now we get to the really exciting part, unlocking genuine business value. This is where we make the leap from just processing claims to intelligently automating them. This is a total game changer. And the difference? Well, it's night and day. Manual workflows, they're slow, they're packed with opportunities for human error, and the outcomes can be all over the place. But automated workflows, they are lightning fast, incredibly accurate, and they apply the exact same logic to every single claim, every single time. That means fairness and consistency. At the heart of all this automation is what we call a rule-based engine. Just picture a tireless, super smart assistant that never sleeps. In a split second, it can check if a policy is valid, flag any missing info, run the initial calculations, and even send the case to the perfect adjuster for the job. It does all the heavy lifting instantly. But wait,
It gets even better when we bring in artificial intelligence. AI can actually read and understand messy documents. It can spot that duplicate claim that was filed last month under a slightly different name. It can analyze huge patterns in data to find suspicious activity that a human could never, ever catch. It is a true force multiplier for your fraud team.
But here's the thing. All this amazing, powerful technology is completely worthless if it's a total pain to use. We can never forget the human element. A truly great system has to be designed for the actual people who are going to be using it day in and day out.
I mean, think about all the different people who have to touch a single claim. An adjuster needs a super clear, step-by-step workflow. An investigator needs powerful analysis tools. A supervisor needs those high-level dashboards to see how the team is doing. A great system doesn't try to cram everyone into the same clunky interface. It gives each person a tailored, intuitive experience that helps them do their job better.
So, we've covered the what, the why, and the how. Now it's time for the final, and maybe the most crucial piece of the puzzle: longevity. See, it's not enough to build a system that just works right now. You have to build a system you can trust for years and years to come. This is all about engineering for the future.
First up, compliance can't be some afterthought you tack on at the end. No, it has to be baked into the system's DNA from day one. That means a detailed, unchangeable audit trail that tracks every single click. It means strict, role-based permissions so people only see the data they're supposed to. And of course, it means rock-solid encryption and secure storage to protect that sensitive customer info.
And when we talk about managing risk, being proactive is always better than being reactive. A robust system doesn't just sit around and wait for fraud to happen. It actively hunts for it. It uses scoring algorithms. It detects anomalies. It checks across different databases. You have got to catch fraud early to stop that financial bleeding before it even starts.
Building for the future also means using modern engineering. It means being on cloud infrastructure that can scale up instantly when a big storm hits and claims suddenly go through the roof. It means using that modular microservices architecture so you can add new features without breaking the whole system. And it means a relentless, ongoing commitment to testing, monitoring, and always making things better. And when you bring all of these pieces together, what you get is so much more than just a piece of software. It becomes a real strategic asset. Your whole operation becomes more efficient, claims get processed way faster, your fraud risk plummets, your compliance is locked down, and most importantly, your customers get a fast, seamless experience in the moment they need you the most. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. Take a hard look at your own operations. Right now, is your claim system a powerful asset that's actually propelling your business forward? Or is it a heavy anchor, weighing you down with inefficiency, risk, and old, outdated tech? Because really, the answer to that question could define your entire future.